So you're thinking about moving to Arroyo Grande, California, but where exactly should you live? East side, west side, near the village, out in the country? Today I'm breaking down the full map of Arroyo Grande. We call it AG, so you can actually understand this town before you move here. Let's dive into the map right now. Okay, here's our map of Arroyo Grande. It's lined out in the red and white lines here. I'm going to zoom out and show you where we're located in the state of California. It makes things a little bit easier to get a concept of where we are. And then when you're explaining to people where you're moving to or where you're going when you go visit Arroyo Grande, then you can fill them in. So right here, that's San Luis Obispo County. This little blue dot is Arroyo Grande. To our north is San Francisco. To our south is Los Angeles. I've been saying for years they're just about equidistant, at least a drive time. They're about 3 hours away, north or south. We're very close to the water here in San Luis Obispo County in AG. Now let's zoom in and we're going to take a look at all of AG. So what we're looking at, again, lined out in the red and white, is the city limits of Arroyo Grande, which is about 6 square miles here on the Central Coast. We'll talk about the county managed areas of AG after we get through the city. So here's our west side of AG. I've talked about this in a lot of videos that AG and Grover Beach, which is Grover's over here to the west, they are separated by this road that is not at all straight. It's called Oak Park Boulevard. So this is Oak Park right here, and these red and white lines is the border of AG and Grover Beach. Now, I know that I'm specifically talking about Arroyo Grande today, but if you're looking on this west side of AG, and this is something that you may consider, then I always strongly suggest to everyone that yes, look at AG, try to get that dream zip code, try to get your perfect house there. But looking at this map right here, look at this. This road right here, Newport, it's split on the east side of this is North Oak Park. So on the east side, Arroyo Grande and Grover Beach are split right here. And let's talk about the different weather and living opportunities. You can see that it's big. The fog, a real good rule of thumb. So on the west end of AG, we're going to have cooler weather. We're going to have a little bit more fog. Once we hit the 101 and we go across the 101, then we start going up into some hills. So we're going to have that fog break for a couple of different reasons. One is just the proximity to the water. AG, let's look again at the western part. Berry Gardens is a real popular area right here. So we're over here on the side of Berry Gardens on Cedar Street. Berry Gardens, they're all named after berries. So we have strawberry, we have boysenberry, we have blackberry street. And then next door, see this street right here is Cedar Street. We have the tree streets. So these are our neighborhoods. So if you say Berry Gardens, this is what we're talking about. It's a newer neighborhood. It's real nice and quiet, has big family homes, has its own private little park in here. Some stop signs, so it's safe for kids. People don't go speeding through Berry Gardens. And it also connects the sport fields and the park to shopping and to Grand Avenue. So, which is right up in this direction. We'll go through Berry Gardens. Come through. We're going to cut across the park. Oh, it's like I let us go across the park. So you see, Berry Gardens is not huge. It's maybe 4 or 5 blocks long, and then we're over here behind the stores. So this is Aldi. It's the old CVS. Fig Mountain is across the street there. So there's Grand Avenue. Now, Grand Avenue is our main road that goes through. I'll show you on the zoomed out map. Main road that goes through AG. And once you go through AG and hit Grover Beach on Grand Avenue ends right here on the sand. So you can literally drive your car through Grover Beach to the sand. And then once you get to the sand, off of West Grand Avenue, that is the northernmost area where you can drive your car on the beach, but you can drive to the south very, very far. But that's Grover. Let's get back into AG. So we talked about Berry Gardens, and then over here next to Berry Gardens are going to be the tree streets. So there's Elm, Aspen is another one. So this neighborhood is just right next to Berry Gardens. It's a little bit older than Berry Gardens. We have more single level homes and a little bit more space as far as yards over here in these older homes. Berry Gardens is not really known for having large yards, but people are buying there because a lot of those people have large families that they need to accommodate. Now, what I really like about this part of town is the proximity to all the sporting events and fun things happening in town. So this is why I'm saying Berry Gardens and these tree streets are popular for people that have families because right here is the Soto Sports Complex. So you can see we have a dog park, we have tennis courts, there are pickleball courts there. We have this sports complex over here. So we have the football fields are there, youth football plays there, softball, baseball, soccer, all happens in these fields. So anyone that has kids is that are in sports, you're going to be driving to these fields and bringing your kids, dropping them off to practice, picking them up at practice, and going to the games. Now, just a warning, this part of AG during big sports weekends and events, it is very hard to find parking near these fields. So if you live in Berry Gardens or any of these, like I used to live right here on Spruce Street. This is why I know this so well, because I raised three boys as a single parent. And I'll tell you what, I lived right here on Spruce Street, and it was really nice when I didn't even have to get in the car and we just walked across the street. Or I could just send the kids across the street, go to practice. Let me know when you get there. Let me know when you're coming back. So that's really nice. You can walk over, your friends, your family, they can park at your house and walk over too, because this does get very busy. Now, here is a really cool, and they even have it lit up in color. You see this Parkside Park. This is a great connecting area that connects some more of Southwest AG. So over here is Southwest AG. I live over here in Grover Beach, so I know this because I'm like right over here. So I walk my dog across Oak Park. So here I'm in Grover. Now I'm in AG. This road right here, Dixon, has a little walkway that puts you into this park, which walks you right into, it's all connected to all of these fields. So if you live off Oak Park over here on Dixon, there's some really nice homes here. I'll show you that. And then I'm going to show you the other street that feeds into that. More nice big homes. Dixon has really big homes, and they are large, or they're large and they're new. So that's Dixon. You can walk right from the street, Dixon, right there to the park and into the fields. Now, the other opportunity, and the people that live on Bakeman Lane, they get so mad when I talk about this because I'm literally sending people to walk through their neighborhood. But take a look at this. So, way down, this is the southern part of AG on Farrell, and it also goes down here to Tierra and close to the Pike. See, see how it spreads out. AG ends here at Farrell, then it ends here at the Pike. But Bakeman, which is a big loop, over here on the south side of Bakeman, these are twin homes that are nice and affordable. And then on the north side of Bakeman, these are bigger homes. And I'm going to take a look at this. So I'm going to show you the homes, and then I'm going to show you the walkway. Whoa, getting a little crazy with that little guy. There we go. Okay, so now we're on Bakeman, and when we walk down Bakeman, those are the sports complexes right there. This is Parkside Park right there. And this is the walkway that goes over to Dixon that I was just showing you. But if you're over here on Bakeman, And this is the way that you go through on Dixon too. All you see, all these posts are here, keeping people out. But this is the walkway that goes all straight into the complex. As you can see, those are the baseball and soccer fields. You can see the lights up there for baseball. So just a tip for families moving to AG. It's this is a great place to consider right down here. So West Branch Street, this is the Village of AG. This is where my office is right here on West Branch Street. So people do like to be in this area because then they can walk to the village. The village is a go-to place. People love to come down here. We have restaurants, we have shopping, we have throughout the year, we have different events and parades. So this is a real hot place to go. Speaking of hot, right here in the village, because we're to the east now, and we're east of the 101. My office is right here at the end of the street. Right there is my office. AUER Real Estate in the Village of Arroyo Grande, 104 West Branch Street. So I'm down here a lot of the time during the week. It's almost always sunny here. It's sunnier and warmer on this side of the street than it is on this side of the street. That's how hyper local our weather is in AG in the village. So people love to come down here. You see all the shopping, all the old part of the village is right here. This was the old government center. So there's really neat places to come and visit down here because it is the original part of town. We have really neat, this is right here on South Mason Street. We have neat old homes, old Victorian style. A lot of these are original. They're from this you can see the history of AG when you come down here into this old part of town. It's really, really neat. And then we come up here, we have downtown again. So that's the village, that's that part of town. Great place for people that want to walk to the village, like to walk to go out to dinner and enjoy village activity. Pick it up. So we were just in the village looking at some homes, and the older homes are in here. Then AG started to grow again, and just recently a bunch of new homes were put in. Oh, I hit the street just perfectly too. So this is Waller Place. This is like Rugged Radios over here, and then this is East Cherry. And so here's a good opportunity if in AG if you want to live in a smaller home, in a newer home. This is like a planned urban development right in here. So they put in a whole bunch of properties in there. It looks like I can't go in on Google Maps, or they're not going to let me go into those streets and show you, but I can show you again from right here. So they're newer, quite a bit newer, and they're more like townhomes. So they're tight together. It's a higher density living situation and an opportunity for some people to spend a little bit less money on their housing there, even though those properties are newer. So when you go through the village, you go right past Paulding Middle School, which is up on the hill, and then you can go either up Wasna Road, which goes up toward Lake Lopez, or Corbett Canyon, which heads off towards San Luis Obispo and Pismo Beach. But these areas are really popular because this is where we get into some larger properties with bigger lots, and they're up here on the hill. So you can see nice and sunny, pretty high up above the ocean. We can get ocean views from here because we're going up into the hills, but you can see the space. Look at the space around these houses. It's not high density. It's nothing like I was just showing you down on Cherry. So this is a little bit more established. It's going to be a little bit more expensive up in this part of AG as well. If we go up, you see we're right at the edge. I'm going to show you the edge of the city limits out here by Wasna. And so you see we have some smaller, older neighborhoods along Wasna Road. So these are still really nice, but lots of single level, single family residents. So that's really the edge of the city. And but let me show you where you can what you can get in Corbett Canyon and these areas. So now we're on Corbett Canyon. We're just maybe a mile outside of the village of Arroyo Grande now, and you can see it's almost immediately rural when you go to the east of AG. Look at how rural this is. There's a house, but there's hills. So AG has a lot to offer. So you can live in the country. A lot of people are saving their money and they're waiting for a property out there off of Corbett Canyon and off of Wasna because they have big property. People have horses out there, they have livestock, and they're just a couple miles still from the village. Everything AG has to offer, and from Pismo Beach in the water. So James Way goes through AG. It connects the village basically at Tally Ho and goes all the way up into Pismo Beach. Now, another rural part of AG, we're still in the 6 square miles. This is how diverse it is. So way out right up here where James Way, we're going through AG here, and it turns into Pismo Beach. So this is all Pismo, and this is AG. Again, this is why I say to people, "Oh, you want to live in Pismo Beach? Are you sure?" Because AG is right across the street. You might want to at least consider AG. So Oak Park turns into North Oak Park, turns into Noyes, and goes all the way out here to Carpenter Canyon, which ultimately, let me zoom out, goes way up here, up to our airport into San Luis Obispo. So I didn't want to steer away from AG too much, but I do want to show you that a lot of people that live in this part, so the eastern part of the city and the northern part of the city, if they're going to San Luis Obispo, they're not going to come through town and jump on the 101 and go up this way. They're going to go the back way and take 227, and it turns into Broad Street in San Luis Obispo. So that is the city of AG. Clearly, I didn't go through all of the towns, but we went through a few different sections. One section, I have to show you one more because it's really important that I don't forget it. So through AG, we have this road called Halcyon. It cuts through. You can see how it's going through AG here, and then we're in Oceano, then AG, and then Oceano, and then it goes to Highway 1. And that brings you up a big hill here on South Halcyon, and it brings you to the outskirts of AG. This is where we're going to start talking about the county managed part of AG. If we're shopping for a home and we want to find out information about a specific property here in Arroyo Grande, then we're either going to call the city if the house is in the city limits, or we're going to call the county of San Luis Obispo if it's outside of the city limits. But this is still Arroyo Grande. So here's Cypress Ridge Golf Course, very nice golf course up here on the Mesa. No, see how there's no blue lines in here in Cypress Ridge? It's private and gated, so they're not going to let me show it. But all these roads in here are really nice golf course houses. There's a lot of lakes up here, so you can get a lakefront property on the course. It is a gated community. It's a really nice golf course, specifically up here on the Mesa along Highway 1. This is Arroyo Grande, and it is rural. Somewhere in here, this turns into Nipomo. So this is all actually called the Nipomo Arroyo Grande Mesa. What do properties look like up here? Look at that. So wide open spaces, big lots, lots of fences, lots of farming. Some of the places are pretty run down. There's some pretty rural stuff out here, and there's some gorgeous farmland. There's a lot of mixed use. Reason why I want to show you one, this is way up on the mesa. So we went up a significant hill. So there's a lot less fog up here because we're up so high. Also, it's windy up here. So we have a lot of these eucalyptus trees planted all along Highway 1, all along the golf courses up here. We have two golf courses, the only one in AG, which is the one I just showed you. And then down the street, we have Trilogy and Black Lake, but these are in Nipomo. But again, this is Arroyo Grande in here, and this is Nipomo. So if you like this rural elbow room, lots of space, want your animals, want your privacy, you want your farming and everything, look at the Mesa of the Rio Grande Nipomo Mesa, which is really important. All right, I'm going to keep this moving along because it's getting too long. I will cut it down a little bit. So now we're looking at AG. Went to the north here. AG blends into Pismo Beach. So these lines, this is the end of Pismo, or excuse me, the end of AG, and it starts into Pismo, going in that direction. But going out here, here's Lopez Lake. Everything that's out here to the north and the east, you can see how far this goes. Now, out in this area, there are farms and families that have 50 acres, hundreds of acres. There's creeks, there's some little lakes. You can see the water moving through. Tally Farms is a huge farm. They grow citrus, they grow grapes. So there's a lot of, and I'll show you some drone shots too. So this is all very rural. There we go. But if farmland, farms, and then this goes up to Lake Lopez. But all of this land, it just goes and goes and goes. That's all AG. It's just out toward the lake. We have more septic systems. We have more wells, and we have more water problems in the village. You can come all the way out to Lopez Lake, and then you can go all the way. You can take these roads, fire roads, dirt roads. They go on and on and on, and you can end up all the way in Pozo from AG. So it's quite a drive. It's beautiful. It's rough, but the point is AG is big. So never rule anything out about AG. You can have warm weather up out in the hills. You can have cooler weather closer to the water. All of it is going to be close to Pismo Beach, to San Luis Obispo, to Santa Maria. So everything that our Central Coast has to offer. So if you're thinking about moving here or anywhere on the Central Coast, feel free to call, text, or email me anytime. I live here. I know the area well. I'm always happy to help people make the move. I also check out my other videos on Pismo Beach, San Luis Obispo, and the 5 cities because they'll really help you understand this entire area. So hit that subscribe button and the bell icon. Drop me a comment. What do you think about Arroyo Grande? What's your favorite area? Or what town locally here on the Central Coast would you like for me to do a map video of next? I'm Bruce Carson with AUER Real Estate. Call, text, or email anytime. I'm always here to help.